Hi, I'm Linda Reshore, and we're from Church Point, Louisiana. Good morning, Acadiana. Good morning.
Well, some changes are coming to UL's solar field. The university will break ground Thursday on a solar energy lab. The 4,500 square foot building will be constructed next to the solar field on Eras Landry Road. Now, that lab will serve as a hub for solar research, technology development, and instruction.
According to the New Iberia Police Department, crime in the area is going down. 33 shootings reported in 2020. That went down by 3 in 2021. 8 armed robberies were reported in 2020. That went down to 2 in 2021. And 10 sexual assaults were reported in 2020, which went down to 6 last year.
In New Iberia, police say that an increase in community awareness of crime, as well as improving relationships with people in the community, that's contributing to the decrease.
Cameras are always good. It can help us and also building that relationship with the community, like I said, because those are the people that are out there. They hear things that we don't hear. They see things that we don't see because we're not always around when the crime happens, but other people are. So whenever the community know a police officer that they can trust and they can tell the information to, then that's always a good thing.
From the Katc Weather Lab, here's Daniel's forecast.
Temperatures running in the 50s here across Acadiana. Got clouds making their way into the area as well. 58 Lafayette, 55 for Opelousas, upper mid-50s in New Iberia, 56 down over towards Jennings. So far, a lot of clouds with showers that are sitting just offshore, kind of struggling to make their way a little further towards the north. We're expecting some of them to kind of push their way northwards a little bit more, so they seem to be getting hung up down along the coast. There's a lot of showers offshore, though. I'd still expect to kind of be prepared for a little bit of wet weather today. Not going to be a washout of a day or anything like that, but these on and off showers are going to be with us starting the morning, kind of going on through the afternoon. Let's run through the model here. See some of those showers making their way northwards off of that low pressure system there. A little more isolated, I think, than we were originally talking yesterday, but I would still keep that umbrella with you. I'd still keep that rain jacket with you as well. Just kind of keep your eye on the radar. Do be prepared to run into a little bit of wet weather, and that's how it's going to be for the next couple of days. They're just really unsettled, where the chance of rain is never quite gone here for the next couple of days. A lot of clouds out there as well. You may get a break or two here, but I think clouds are mostly going to dominate. Later this evening, we'll get a bit of a break, and then isolated showers going to be picking back up again for tomorrow. End up with another kind of wettish day tomorrow. I think a lot of clouds, maybe not as many showers as what we're going to see today. And then heavier rainfall, stronger thunderstorms are going to be pushing through on Thursday. That's with the front that's going to be coming through. And that's when we could see some of the bigger downpours here in Acadiana. Now, despite the fact that we've got 3 pretty wet days, I think rain totals the entire week is probably going to be ½ inch to an inch. So I don't expect flooding or anything like that to be an issue. 69 for that high today. We're going to run fairly mild the next couple days. 69 today, mid-70s tomorrow, and then back at the upper 60s again by Thursday. Mostly cloudy skies kind of throughout the course of the week here. 5:37 right now. We'll take a look at that 10-day forecast, which has what the weather looks like behind that front. Gets quite cold again. We'll talk about that closer to the top of the hour. It's about 57 degrees.
Thanks, Daniel. The search for a man convicted of murder in Texas has expanded to Louisiana. Last week, Matthew Edgar was convicted at his trial, but didn't show up. Edgar killed his girlfriend back in 2020.
Now, he was sentenced to 99 years in prison. Search efforts are underway in Sabine and Vernon parishes for Edgar.
Governor Edwards and the Legislative Black Caucus will meet today to discuss the Ronald Greene death investigation and a report by the Associated Press that raises questions about who knew what and when.
That AP report also prompting a rare joint statement yesterday by the Department of Justice and the FBI. The Associated Press uncovering a text sent to the governor by former Superintendent of State Police in May of 2019. In that text, the governor was told of an in-custody death following a violent, lengthy struggle with troopers. That text conflicted with what the agency later said to Greene's family, who were told that he died in a car crash.
Amid allegations of a cover-up and calls for an investigation, the governor responding yesterday, he admits he was notified of the arrest and death of an unnamed individual in 2019. He says he didn't learn of the serious allegations and the video until the fall of 2020. The governor maintains he never intervened or interfered in any investigation. He'll be meeting with the Legislative Black Caucus about the case today and will take questions from the media afterward.
The AP report also prompting a statement by the Department of Justice and FBI. Now, they say that reporting that suggests the FBI has questioned people about what the governor knew and when, those are inaccurate. Now, you can read all these statements right now over on katc.com. Southern University will be fully operational this morning following a bomb threat on Monday. Southern wasn't the only university targeted. Other historically black colleges and universities in 5 different states had similar reported threats that caused them all to shut down as well. Now, this is the second time in the past month that multiple HBCUs were threatened.
Time right now is 5:39. Still to come on GMA.
As well. Coming up, we'll be live here in Opelousas talking Black History Month, which starts today. Don't go anywhere.
Good morning, Acadiana.
Je suis Diana Mancini. Je viens de la Belgique et je dis bonjour Acadiana.
Welcome back. Today marks the start of Black History Month. It happens each February, honoring contributions African Americans have made throughout history.
Our Abby Breidenbach is joining us live this morning with a look at the observation of that month at a historically significant location for the black community. Good morning, Abby.
Good morning, guys. Here in Louisiana, we have several places on the African American Heritage Trail celebrating Black history. And this morning, we're live at the Creole Heritage Center here, or the Creole Folklife Center here in Opelousas. Joining us this morning, we have Miss Rebecca Henry. This is your creation here. It's a house converted into a museum, sort of telling your story.
Yes, it embodies all that we as African American Creoles, and it gives you some idea about how we live, our heritage, traditions, and the culture that I think should be carried on from generation to generation. And if we know that, I think, you know, it would make for a better life. Mm-hmm. So when I decided to do this, I knew what I wanted to do, and I went for it. And I must say that it is working. And I think that when people come here, and I know that, and from what they tell me and letters I receive, that this is a place that they really got to see what they were looking for. They came to see, and they got what they were looking for. Mm-hmm.
And you guys, we do want to give you a look around real quick so you can see sort of all over.
This is a walking tour, and it's an oral tour. So you can come in here and you don't just walk around and look. I'm here to tell you about what you're going to see, and my truth about how my family, the Davises, live, and people in our community. So when you talk about the foods and the music and all that, but we have much, much, much more to make it much richer. You know, you don't just put 2 ingredients in a dish. You add all kind of little other things to little secret ingredients and all this other kind of, and just make it good, you know. So I think that our young people are going to have a beautiful story to tell, and I'm optimistic about their future. But we have to embrace them, and we have to help them along and teach them life skills. And like I said, people say Black history, but it's like history. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's American history. And I'm Black every day, and I do things every day. And people come here on Tuesdays and through Fridays, and, you know, Saturday and Sunday special tours. And so that's every day.
That's right. And we're going to be showing you guys, like we said, around the house throughout the morning. We're excited to show them more because you do have so many cool things here. And we'll be telling you about an event coming up on February 12th to really dig deep and celebrate that Black history. But right now, we're going to check in with Daniel Phillips to take a look at our weather. Hey, Daniel.
Good morning, Abby. Good morning, Acadiana. Well, it's about 58 in Lafayette right now. Winds are out of the east at 6 miles an hour. You got clouds that are creeping into the area and showers that are sitting just offshore out over towards the south. Had a hard time kind of making their way a little bit further than the coastline, though I still think that as we go through the day today, eventually we will see some of these showers start popping up, probably not until about mid-morning or so. Temperatures at 58 in Lafayette, 56 for Church Point. You've got the upper to mid-50s going from about Crowley westwards, 56 to 57 through the western portions of I-10, and then Breaux Bridge and St. Martinville, both the upper 50s as well. Let's get to the afternoon. These temperatures work their way into the mid-60s by lunchtime. A few showers working their way across the area. I'd kind of keep the umbrella with you. It's not going to be a washout of a day. It is not going to be nonstop rainfall, but as you kind of go about your business, chances are at some point in time you will run into one of those showers today. So just be prepared for that. Probably lasts on and off throughout the course of the day, and maybe a few of them kind of lingering around through that evening commute. Tonight, clouds are certainly going to linger, and it's another warmer day today. Upper 60s winds from the south at about 8 to 12 miles an hour. Mid 60s out there for that evening commute tonight. A quick look at your school day forecast as you drop the kids off at school. Mostly cloudy, a little cool out there. Temperatures in the 50s, but should be warming to the upper 60s by the late afternoon. Light scattered showers throughout the later parts of the day. 5:47 right now. It's about 57 degrees.
Thanks, Daniel. We got a live look this morning at I-10 at Doosan. Right there, traffic moving along just fine. Good news, no accidents being reported on Lafayette 911. Don't forget, school zones going into effect a little later this morning.
The time now is 5:47. We'll have more GMA right after the break.
Welcome back. 5:50 is your time. Back in September, Joel Osteelette was told to lay low, stay home from his family's car dealership in Jennings and eat healthy. Now, this was all until he could get a heart surgery scheduled. Joel had a leaky aortic valve. Unfortunately, doctors didn't know how severe it was until the actual surgery.
So in November, they found out that Joel had 3 more aneurysms on the main artery that goes down the front of the heart. It's known as the Widowmaker. In this morning's Parenting Navigating the Journey Together, we head to Jennings, where a man who spent his entire life giving back to others is getting something in return.
A private man, the surgery isn't something Joel Osteelette wanted people to know about.
He didn't really want it out there. He didn't want it to be a burden on us, for people to constantly worry, about our dad or anything like that. So we kept it really pretty quiet in the community and didn't let it get out.
Surgery went as expected. Joel came out, and his daughter Jolie saying all seemed like it was going to be okay. But then Jolie says the trauma of surgery causing both his liver and kidneys to fail. Today, her dad is still fighting for his life.
So right now, where he's at is a level of consciousness that's not really in our world. He maybe subconsciously hears our familiar voices, but doesn't know nurses or doctors' voices or TV or anything like that. So they just want us talking to him basically as many hours of the day that we can to keep the brain stimulated and going.
Jolie says while this journey hasn't been an easy one, it's been one full of teachable moments in more ways than this family could have ever imagined. You see, Joel lost so much blood that he was constantly needing transfusions. Jolie says so far, in all, he's probably used about 140 units of blood and platelets.
One of the nurses actually one day suggested, she said, I'm going to give blood whenever I leave here. And so I said, you're going to donate blood on his behalf? And she said, yes, you're responsible for really refilling that. And then she started telling me how much blood he had actually gone through.
Jolie got an idea, a blood drive, something small at the dealership, and let's just see what happens. Well, what happened was something the Osteelettes will never forget.
Immediately, whenever LifeShare put it out there on that first Saturday, we had to actually turn in our training room into a blood facility with 4 chairs back there. I think as of right now, they've already gotten 130 units of blood to refill it. People really from all over the country, car dealerships, car dealer friends, started reaching out saying, how could we help as well? And so we gave them his donation number, and the response has just been incredible. It's been unbelievable just to see the love and support that people have given us in this time of need.
For the man who puts others before himself, not wanting to make a fuss over his own struggles, Jolie says that she knows her dad will be proud of what they've been able to accomplish.
he gives and gives and gives and just doesn't ever want anything in return. And I think he's just going to be amazed. And it's been just an unbelievable experience.
So Jolie did mention that there's another blood drive that's going to be happening on the 4th. It's at Ralph Sellers in Baton Rouge on Airline Highway. And if you can't make it there, there's always other ways to give.
You can just go to your local LifeShare facility or any Oxnard hospital or facility. We have his donor ID number posted at katc.com. We were talking about how, some of these smaller towns, smaller car dealerships, the outpouring of the community, because a lot of people probably know the family. It's a small town. They might have bought a vehicle there, but it's cool that it's expanding to other dealerships around the state to help them out.
Yeah, so I mean, just in general, like different car dealerships around even the nation, like you kind of just get to know each other. And so everyone's just trying to kind of help out, because Jolie said this, I didn't realize this, that if you use the blood, you're responsible for replacing it.
I didn't realize that either.
Yeah, and so I don't know if people, maybe they don't know that, because when she was talking to the nurse said she was going to donate on his behalf because it's their responsibility, and he was using 140 units.
Well, hopefully a speedy recovery. I know it's been a long haul, but for him and the family, best wishes.
Yes.
Time right now, 5:55. We've got meteorologist Daniel Phillips, I believe, who's standing by in the Storm Team 3 Weather Lab. Hi, Daniel.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Acadiana. Well, temperatures right now running in the 50s. It is about 58 degrees in Lafayette, New Iberia. You've got Jennings at 57. You've got Ville Platte at 55, 57 in Alexandria, and 60s down up along the coastline here early on this morning. Much more mild today than it was this time yesterday. Still a little cool outside, I think, but compared to yesterday, we're much warmer. Clouds getting in here. We've got winds out of the east at 7 miles an hour. Those are going to be southerly by the end of the day today. Got ourselves kind of an unsettled day. It's one of those days, a lot of clouds going to be sitting with us. The chance for showers is going to be with us basically all week long. We've had low pressure that's swirling offshore. It hasn't quite moved up over towards the north, just kind of skirting the coastline here. And we'll see. I still think that it sends a few showers our way. I don't think it's going to do an abrupt turn and we'll get all this rainfall. But I do think that we get some scattered showers kind of as we go through the course of the day today. I would keep the umbrella with you. I'd keep the rain jacket with you out there as well. And we're pretty unsettled, not just today, but that's going to be the case tomorrow with a 40% chance of rain. And then we peak on Thursday. A pretty impressive front that's going to be moving through. Actually going to create quite a mess out over through Texas. Looks like it could bring quite a bit of freezing rain out over through the Dallas area, maybe getting down towards Austin, then northern parts of Louisiana, but I don't think much further south than about the I-20 corridor, and that's the interstate that runs between Shreveport and Monroe. So we're going to stay well to the south of it, but kind of as we get into Thursday, this is like Wednesday night, you see that front taking shape, and then early Thursday morning going to have those showers rolling on through. A couple impressive thunderstorms out there as well. We'll have to watch some of those thunderstorms late Wednesday night as well along the warm sector. Notice that the freezing rain does stay up over towards our west and our north. I don't think that we ever get quite the temperatures to line up with the precipitation there. Strong line of thunderstorms through the day on Thursday. Temperatures will be falling